Welcome back to the final round. It's time for our call of the day, and we're looking at a call on Amazon. Bernstein upgrading the stock to outperform following its recent sell-off. Analysts writing that investors should potentially buy the dip and that it will continue to be an outperformer in the post-COVID world. And as this is interesting, this is a stock that has obviously benefited a little bit from the stay-at-home orders over the last 6 months. It had been an outperformer, dropped just around 13%, but today it was amongst one of the leaders in the market with the stock closing up just over 4%.
That's right. And this note was really strong. It basically talked about Amazon being the best positioned as far as an aggregator when it comes to e-commerce in a fragmented e-commerce world. It talked about the business momentum remaining strong, the fact that Amazon is planning to hire 100,000 workers, and also just how well Amazon has done amid COVID-19. It also, the note talked about how Amazon is positioned to increase their share once people start going back to stores. And it's also made some inroads when it comes to grocery shopping verticals and advertising. Digital advertising, is, the note says, firing on all cylinders. So overall, a note that says that Amazon has done very well amid the pandemic. It will continue to gain market share even after this pandemic. And it is the best aggregator when it comes to e-commerce.
Hey guys, I think the Bernstein analysts have been watching Yahoo Finance for the last 3 months because that's basically all we've been talking about when it comes to Amazon. I found this note rather underwhelming in including several statements of the obvious, and they, to their credit, they did acknowledge they failed to call Amazon back in March and April when it was at a bottom, and they sort of missed the buy call when the timing would have been right, and now they are sort of getting on the bandwagon late. To me, this is kind of obvious. Amazon down, down a bit, looks like a good buying opportunity because Amazon obviously is consolidating its position as an online leader. I don't think that's news.
Yeah, it certainly isn't anything new, but at least I guess Bernstein's analysts finally coming around and seeing some opportunity. And that's real quick. I just want to get your thoughts on this report we got today. And speaking of, I know we talk about Amazon all the time. We also talk about Peloton, but it sounds like Amazon might be taking on Peloton. Reports of its first ever connected fitness bike, $499. It's a fraction of what you pay for a Peloton bike. And take a look at their track record. If Amazon puts their mind to it, they want to get into something, they usually succeed more times than not.
It's a big one, the Prime bike, but the ISI note basically saying that Echelon has a similar price point with a bike in Walmart since March, and it hasn't really made a dent as far as Peloton's market share or growth for subscribers. In fact, there's a delay on how long it takes to get a Peloton, but it also talks about the fact that Amazon and Apple getting into the connected fitness space, this really validates the size of the market and compares it to Netflix. Take a look at Netflix. Once you had other entrants going into the streaming space, Netflix still kept growing. And that's the idea here. That's a thesis that this note is saying from my side, is basically that Peloton will still keep growing, even though there is going to be a less expensive option.
Guys, I think I know what Amazon is up to here. I think that Prime bike is going to be able to travel around the neighborhood. And so if you're a Prime customer, you can actually deliver some of Amazon's packages to your neighbors and maybe you get a discount off of Prime. I think that's going to complement drone delivery within the next 6 to 12 months.
Rick, this reminds me of the famous This Is SportsCenter commercial where Lance Armstrong was in the basement pedaling out to keep the power on at ESPN. And I think it was Rich Eisen went down and, when Lance took a break and the power went down in the studio, and a very 90s moment for all of us who I
didn't think of that. I think maybe they'll also challenge Tesla with electricity generation.
And there we go. There's no stopping it. But Rick, I think it's clear from your ideas that maybe you need to be included in Amazon's brainstorming meetings because you clearly have a lot of ideas in some ways for Amazon to save money.
Hey investors, Zach Guzman here. Are you interested in learning more about the markets and getting the latest financial news? Well, then click right here to subscribe to our Yahoo Finance YouTube channel. Get the latest up-to-the-minute market analysis, big interviews in the world of finance, and information on how to manage your money every day wherever you are.